supervisors. They are doing the judging this year, so our awards are going out. Hold on, I'm just looking at my notes. So the next two meetings, Operation Safe Stop, April 27th, will be here. Belinda and I will be reaching out. We have some people coming back, or we have some legislators and already responding that they will be here. We're planning on a big event for Operation Safe Stop. May, Paul Overbaugh will be here discussing foster care transportation and the requirements for that. And then June, we'll have our year-end celebration, which is our sponsored by Tyler Technologies, who is here today, not even listening to me. I gave you a kudos. I go, our year-end celebration will be in June. We don't have a date yet. We are looking at that, but it is sponsored by Tyler Technologies. So sign-in sheets. Has everybody in the room signed in today? Anybody not sign in? Okay, Judy has the gift cards, and there's some posters here for if you're District 1. She'll make sure you guys get that. So lastly, I would like to introduce our next speaker. So if any of you have been to a conference or a winter workshop, you probably have had the pleasure of meeting Keith Corso. Unfortunately, Keith is not here today, but we have a great representative named Marty Miller here to talk to us about Bus-Right and their routing solutions. Did I get it right? Okay.
You want to come up? We could actually right off. Want to do that?
It's already out there.
Okay.
Either one works. All right, can everyone hear me? Good to go. All right, start by saying thanks, Jerry, for getting everything set up this morning. And also thank you to Becky. It just kind of shows that the technology part that we offer is only a smart part of what you actually have to deal with day in, day out. So thank you for everything that you do as well. I'll try to keep this very easy, very straightforward, and just focus on the simplicity of what we have to offer. And I'll kind of leave you with a little cliffhanger at the end as well. So we were the first tablet solution in the market for the K-12 space. And what we are looking at is a map that shows you in live time. So yesterday I was over to Nassau County. We actually created a route. Me and Mark Medina went out on a bus, and the entire chapter stayed in and watched our bus drive around in live time, stop at all the stops, pick up the kids, and come back. So the instant information that you're getting, that you can give to your parents, that you can give to your district on why things are working, why they're not working, and so on, is invaluable. The other thing that we can do is, since we're also that routing platform, is you have the ability to see all the way down to a route level and where my vehicle is in that particular route. So I clicked into a bus, and I can see I've already just passed stop 4 at 143 today, and I'm heading to those other locations. And we're the only vendor in the market that predicts what I'm going to be actually doing for those future bus stops as well. So in those 2-second intervals, what time will I be getting to stop 5, 6, 7, and 8, and so on? The bus is stuck in traffic, takes a detour. In 2-second intervals, you would see that information. We have a parent application that's included as well. They would see that information as well. From there, we can go directly into our platform and see the history of all that information. So what did my bus do? And in a perfect world, like Becky said, you guys have all these other things that you're responsible for. So you're not going to be sitting there and staring at that live map like you would like to be. So we store all this information for you indefinitely. So now it's the parent calls in. Did you stop at my location? You're speeding past my house, and all the other questions that you get day in, day out. I want to give you the best possible way to answer those questions as quickly as possible so you can get on with your day. So if we zoom into any bus stop, and we'll pick stop number 9, I can hover over the stop very quickly. It's going to say, hey, I stopped at that location at 7:30. The next thing we have is our little red dot here, which is going to say, hey, not only we stopped, but we were at 0 miles per hour for 9 seconds. So that question where they call and say, hey, you stopped, the bus didn't stop long enough. Now you can justify down to the second of how long that bus was actually at 0 miles per hour. Or my favorite one, your bus driver was speeding past my location. You can just hover over any piece of the map and it's going to come back and say, well, at 7:30 with 50 seconds to go, the bus was actually going 13 miles per hour. So giving you the information to combat those questions, to either give your driver a kudos or to have those difficult conversations as well. Hey, you need to slow down. Hey, you need to stop longer and so on. Lastly, if you find something that's out of the norm or you need to notify your parents, built inside is also a notification feature. So you could come in, do district-wide, school-wide, route-wide, whatever it's going to be, and you could share that information with those parents quickly as you would need to. Let me go in and we will select Fort Plain, and you can come in and say anything that you need to. This bus is 5 minutes behind. And as soon as you send that, it's going to go instantly to every phone as a notification, and it's going to go to their emails as well. So in the time that it took me to type that, my phone just notified me that my bus is running 5 minutes behind. Next thing is going to be on the routing side. As I said, we try to make your life as easy as possible. So we use things that you're familiar with. We use Google Maps. We use Here Mapping. Things that if you were going to go on vacation, you're going to load up your phone. It's going to look extremely familiar to you to get to one location to another. The things that we do different is what we actually download to the tablet. So I live in upstate New York in Johnstown, where if I go just north of the Saranac Lake, I have no service. But we actually download not only the path of the bus, but all the roads that are parallel to that road as well. So even if I get off path and I have no service, it's going to redirect my buses back on the track so they can get to that location that they need to go. Now, if I need to create a new route, it's as easy as me coming in and we'll say it's going to be Jeff's route because he has 104 days left. So Jeff's route, we'll name it 104. Select your school, starting location. These are all things that we import for you. And it's just going to come back and say, perfect. If I'm starting at location A, I'm ending at location B, bus garage, whatever it's going to be. All you have to do is say wherever I want a bus stop, I click on my map, and the software will then go through and put all my bus stops wherever I need them to be. Any changes in the software is click, drag, and drop. So I clicked, I built the stop. I drag, I can move my stop. I can drag, and I can change the path of my bus. So all the thought process is pretty much taken out of the routing of the building. So anything that you need to do, I click, I drag, I drop, I make a change. As soon as that's done and completed, your times will automatically calculate for you. So I come in, I change my times. And then if I needed to make any other changes on a bigger scale, I can come over here and say, well, I actually want to start at stop 3. And it would instantly just change my path for me. As soon as you come in and you assign this to any driver, 1 second later, this is going to go to any tablet in your fleet, so you can hand this out. So if I was running 35 buses behind, I can actually have a whole separate scheme in the back end where I'm actually running 35 buses behind, and I can push it out with 35 less tablets that day. People that have never seen the software, never driven the routes, instant access to all the information. The students, and because they log in, think of like a LinkedIn or a Facebook, the student information is already being captured. So the parents would actually see all that updated information from their parent application as well. Hopefully eliminate a lot of phone calls coming to you folks. And then you can use the notification piece to push that information out as well. All right, so for the cliffhanger, on a very large scale, we have a very large update coming out on the 24th, and it's going to allow you to do way more capabilities on the routing. So we call it our advanced routing piece or our multi-view piece. So think of being able to build all of your routes on the same screen. Think about being able to make changes to multiple routes at one time on the same screen. From your student import, being able to recognize which bus is the safest, which bus is the most has the capacity, which one has a load time, and instantly being able to add that student into a route, all from one screen. So we're taking the complexity out of the transportation side. We're going to give you the ability to make all those changes via one screen. So no more loading on multiple screens, making all these changes throughout my system, and hopefully saving you guys a ton of time. So like Becky said, you can focus on the things that are important to you, your employees, your staff, and yourself. Any questions? Fair enough. Thank you.
You guys, real quick about the awards that we're giving away. So we have a 19A certified examiner sponsorship, an SBDI sponsorship, our employee of the year, which will get a 1-year membership to the state organization NIAP, as well as admission to their summer conference. We pay for that too. And then we also added that is on here is the NIAP certification and leadership institute. So anyone interested in sending one of your either yourself or a future leader in your department, we're also sponsoring that as well. To date, we have 0 nominations for any of these. So nominate your people. I know you all have at least one person in your organization that would fit the, one of these awards. So please, please, we just talked about the social, emotional recognition, all of that. Nominate one of your folks for one of these amazing awards. If you're not sure where to send your nomination, you can reach out to Jerry and I, and we'll direct you to the awards chairs who will take those. So nominate your people.
Yes, we're doing well in our budget this year, so we did add that 4th award. So yeah, take advantage of it. I know, and I will, not to give myself a kudos, but I will give my colleagues, Amy and Belinda. Claudine had already done it, but we just went through the leadership certification program with NIAP. And we did all pass. It was a little, I will tell you, a little stressful the last day before the exam, but I mean, I would say the worst part was the 250-word essay. But they give you multiple topics to write on, so you can pick the one that you're passionate about. But it really is, I found it worth it because it teaches you how to use the tools. Not even if you don't retain all of the information for what you're going to get in it, you at least are introduced to all of these tools that are out there for your references. For me personally, I printed all of them. Some of them are 500 pages. But I now have those binders in my office, and now that I know how to use these tools, it's a great reference. So I do recommend that if you haven't had the opportunity to look into that leadership certification program, to please do, because it was really like I said, I'm going to stop there. For Operation Safe Stop next month, we are kind of mirroring what we did last year. Hopefully, and Pete, I'll probably reach out to you and Shen, and but we'll work on it. We're First Light Safety Products is going to be our sponsor for next month, and so hopefully Kevin will be here, but we know Pete will definitely be here. We'll have the buses out there. We've invited the legislators, police officers, and whatnot. I'm opening up the meeting for you guys to bring guests for free. So once we put out the invitation, we're going to have you RSVP to Belinda. So if you are going to bring a guest, please make sure, or Belinda, I'm sorry, to Claudine, RSVP to Claudine. If you are going to bring a guest, please let us know, because next month, this Panera, I'm not doing that. We're going back to normal next month. Rich will be back, and we have to give him a head count. Speaking of this Panera, there's a ton of food back there. Please make sure you take some food home with you when you leave today. Take lunch back, bring a souffle for somebody. I don't know, but just don't leave me with 400 souffles. So with that said, please make sure you guys all come in person next month. The legislators will be here. Really, really big, important meeting for us in our industry. And I'd like to invite Marty to come back as well. Please, you're welcome to join us next month. Thank you for coming in today. Our 50-50. So today's winner will win $43. And so before we lose this, so should we have last time winner pick it?
All right, so I just want to thank you today and thank you all. Fine. You know what? All positive because this time, 2 weeks ago, I got knocked out in 6 days. Okay. Yeah. You should be covering still. It's, any volunteers, any volunteers want to help me? We actually had our sponsors setting up tables today, which is. Thank you very much. Well, listen, please, if you guys want to take it back to your step, grab a jug of coffee, take some food, whatever, bring it back, put it in your break room for your trucks. Here, please help take it out of the building. Thank you.